lost his testicles in the war. The lore of Godhand is...
I'm sorry! That must be terrible. Like, how, wait, what? How do you lose your balls in a war? Did someone, like, come by and slash them off? Was it a drive-by slashing? Alright, today we're reacting to Seth diving into Godhand, a 2006 action game that feels like it was forged in pure, unfiltered PS2 chaos. This is the kind of game where combat is brutally hard, the tone makes zero apologies, and every encounter feels like it's personally mocking you. You've got over-the-top brawling, demons pulling up out of nowhere, and a difficulty curve that looks at you and says, earn it. And because it's Seth, I'm fully expecting a breakdown that's half analysis and half controlled meltdown. So before we get comboed into orbit, make sure to hit that like and subscribe to the universe, and let's get into it.
Hey people,
Hi,
Seth here. Today, I'll be covering a game that was overshadowed during its release, bombarded by critics, and loved by absolutely everyone who isn't complete garbage at video games. A game which grinds through your analog sticks like butter, encourages healthy eating, respecting women, and emphasizes the virtues of a good Samaritan principle. I'm speaking, of course, about Godhand, a game I was too impoverished to play as a child, since we couldn't afford a PlayStation.
Low-key, I'm so sorry, I forgot to turn off my stinger. Anyways, low-key, I relate. I should start saying that from now on because, yes, we were not able to afford every game. Yes, a lot of games I should have played and that everybody else has played, I was never able to play. Too impoverished. That's a great way to say it. Seth, I'm stealing that from you, okay? Because that is totally applicable. Oh my god. That is way too relatable. I'm sorry. There's just... You had a lot of rules, okay?
A game I was too impoverished to play as a child, since we couldn't afford a PlayStation. But now my PC is powerful enough to be a PlayStation. Through the magic of emulation, Godhand can be played very comfortably on your own computer, and it works great. The simple gist of the game is the following. You play as Gene, a guy with a fancy jacket and an insatiable appetite for fresh fruit. You're also disabled because your right arm has just been cut off by demons. But you've got a new arm now instead, the Godhand, thanks to Olivia, a girl who threatens to chop it back off if you don't do what she says. And now it's time to beat the shit out of all the thugs and demons responsible for disarming you. But you'll need to master the Godhand to stand a fighting chance, because this game doesn't play around.
Okay, so question already. Who does he get the Godhand from? I know that sounds like a silly question because I'm going to expect someone or all of you to be like, God? It's called the Godhand. It came from God. I don't know if it came from God. Okay, it could have came from his neighbor. And he's like, yeah, this really cool thing I made. I call it the Godhand. I don't know. This is just a question.
To master the Godhand to stand a fighting chance, because this game doesn't play around. It's hard, it's very hard, and it only gets even harder. In this universe, the vast majority of punks, metalheads, and women want nothing more than to beat the shit out of you instead. The fighting system is easy to learn, but insanely difficult to master. For a start, Gene operates on tank controls, which might seem bizarre, but makes perfect sense once you understand the purpose of it.
Why is he a tank?
Stick turns and moves you around. The right stick is designed exclusively for dodging. The other buttons let you use your techniques. Pretty simple, right? Wrong. Each of your buttons can be instantly remapped to do different moves and techniques. There's a lot of techniques. There's 117 of them you can pick up during the story or buy from your local convenience store. If you choose poorly, you won't even be able...
Why are they all in bunny outfits? It's like the second or third woman I've seen in a bunny outfit. I'm not complaining, but is that just by design? Like, or is that a special area? I gotta collect my information before I go and download this game. I totally have a PlayStation 2.
Or buy from your local convenience store. If you choose poorly, you won't even be able to dispatch normal enemies, let alone bosses. But that's not all. There's a bar at the bottom of your screen. That's your tension meter. The more hits you land, the more damage you do. The more damage you do, the quicker the tension meter gets filled up. Once it fills up, your right arm starts glowing. And if you smack the right button on your controller, you unleash your God Hand. The powers of a god are temporary, but in this short span of time, Jean is completely invincible, lightning fast, and hits twice as hard while your theme song plays in the background. It's amazing, but that's not all. Picking up cards during your fights fills up your roulette wheel, which triggers whenever you smack the right trigger instead. In this state, everything goes slow-mo, and you get to choose from a selection of every roulette move you have equipped. This can be anything from a ball buster, head slicer, 100-punch combo, or even a dragon kick that sends your enemies flying out of a solar system. As a word of caution though, ball buster doesn't work on women, robots, or one of the first two bosses, because he lost his testicles in the war. The lore of Godhand is...
I'm sorry! That must be like how, wait, what? How do you lose your balls in a war? Did someone like come by and slash them off? Was it a drive-by slashing? Did they get exploded? They couldn't have gotten exploded. You would have like lost your pelvis. How do you, did they get caught on? Oh, that's a terrible thought. I'm so sorry. Yuppers, I might have just inflicted damage. I don't even have testes, and that hurt me to think about. How did he lose his balls? It's a really nice detail, though. Women's don't have balls. Robots also don't have balls, unless you design them to be that way.
Bosses, because he lost his testicles in the war. The lore of Godhand is very deep, but the fighting system goes even deeper. Most games increase the health of your enemies to give you the illusion of difficulty. Godhand does no such thing. The better you do, the more hits you land, and the more hits you dodge, the higher your level becomes.
That's all that matters.
What does this mean? It means enemies start kicking your ass. As level increases, so do their abilities. They start using moves you've never seen before. They start changing their patterns to throw you off, and they start getting more and more aggressive as they try and put you in the ground. There's terrible. 4 levels, which are quite self-explanatory. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, and Level Die. If you get to Level die, you are expected to die. If you don't want to die, I suggest you get on your hands and knees and start groveling for mercy. Godhand doesn't play around, but if you take the time and improve...
That's such a cool mechanic! Okay, so you can level up or down. So you quite literally get to pick which level you're comfortable with. I really like that. You're not just soft lock at an insanely difficult, difficulty. That is so cool. What the heck? And you don't even have to go back to like a screen, go in the options, dig in the options, find the thing to turn it off or go back. That is beautiful. Oh, I love it. We need more games like this. We absolutely need more games like this.
Groveling for mercy. Godhand doesn't play around. But if you take the time and improve, you'll learn how to take the heat. And when you do, I assure you, you'll feel like an actual god. There's an overpowering sensation of ecstasy once you've figured it out. After
going
getting
at it is wild.
Repeatedly by the same boss, by the same encounter, it all suddenly clicks. And once it clicks, you can't go back.
I'm assuming this guy's annoying.
On pure adrenaline and muscle memory to repeat the same fight. And this time, you're not surviving. You're styling on your enemies. Before you know it, it's already over. You've won, and you're only left hungry for more. Godhand was very progressive.
This might be an opinion that's not accepted, but it's kind of reminding me of Devil May Cry, but like before Devil May Cry. Does that make sense? I don't know when the first DMC came out personally. I'd have to look that up. But I know this game is 2006. So if I'm wrong, this is like after Devil May Cry. If I'm right, then this is before Devil May Cry. I have to do that looking up later though. But it's definitely giving Devil May Cry in the way that, you style. But you don't get style points. But you do get to style.
You've won,
It's highly
and you're only
customizable,
left
too.
hungry for more. Godhand was very progressive for its time, and it features a very diverse and multicultural cast. The first
It
boss you go
does.
up against is literally two gay guys who proposition
they're beautiful.
Jean. Jean responds by saying, "I'm
Kick
not
me."
that kind of guy." But as the story progresses and Olivia keeps
Oh
slave
my
driving
God.
Jean into doing more and more ridiculous stunts at the cost of his health and personal safety, Jean looks back
She's
and
pretty.
considers that maybe I am that kind of guy. Character
is that
development
kind of
isn't
guy.
exclusive to Jean alone. The second boss you face, Elvis, is a Mexican demon struggling with weight loss. He's got some of
I
the
can tell.
best dialogue in the entire game.
Really?
A la mierda. Oh,
Mierda.
you know what? I'm getting a bit hungry. And a little huevon sounds like it would hit the spot. I don't think you realize what you're getting yourself into, pendejo.
Besides educating Jean on the basics of the Spanish language,
Pendejo.
Elvis turns out to be a big softie.
He's really just like opening the notebook of top 10 bad words in Spanish. And he's just like, you know what? I think puta. That's a good one. Pendejo. Oh, that's, yep. And if it's a woman, remember pendeja. I didn't hear anything else from him. I heard the one, but now I can't think of it. I love him. He's the best. There's nothing wrong with him. He's perfect. Coño!
Elvis turns
Coño!
out to be a big softie who's as much of a victim to his circumstances as is Jean to his unwanted responsibility. He hates people who disrespect the dead, and he also
games
hates
like this?
people who disrespect his demon waifu, Shannon, who you repeatedly encounter and spank to death. By the end of the game, Jean has arguably
Hi,
found more
Shannon.
humanity and common ground with the antagonists he faces than the repeatedly ungrateful woman he's working for. Godhand is
She's so
extremely quotable.
pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What?
And extremely memorable.
Is that normal? Oh, that's an entrance. This is so... What the heck? Go that way? Oh, we need this.
Yeah.
This is cinema. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm tempted. I haven't played a game that like this in forever. Oh my gosh. Devs, please take a note. Be creative. Do whatever you want. Be goofy. This is beautiful. I miss games like this. Gooey! He's gone.
Yeah.
In no small part because all of the enemies keep quoting Mike Tyson. The game
They
is
do?
an absolute meme, but originally was never designed as such. The developers just put some humor in the trailer for the 2008 E3 conference, but received such positive feedback that they went back and remade the game into the masterpiece it is now. It was, unfortunately, the last game ever made by Clover Studios. However, most of the team went on to work with Platinum Games, which was responsible for most of the crazy fighting
my
games
God,
that
I love
came out
Bayonetta.
in recent years. It's got
Metal
insane
Gear, there it
amounts of
is.
replayability, and it's something I always come back to after every few years. It's just that good. It's also very easy to miss some of the subtleties on your first run. For
That's not
example,
very subtle.
Chihuahua racing. In the main menu, you can always pop into the store, casino, and fighting arena to practice your moves. But after a certain point in the story, you can also start gambling on, you guessed it, poison
wanna race
chihuahuas. This is
chihuahuas.
a very easy way to quickly lose all your money or make back 20 times your original bet if
I'm
you
gonna
know what you're
gamble
doing.
on
My only
Chihuahua.
advice, always bet on Clover. You'll thank me
Always.
later. Also, enemies have special interactions if you satisfy certain conditions. If you manage to get one of the average, run-of-the-mill thugs down to no health at all, he'll start faking a seizure and begging for help. If you foolishly
my
get too
God.
close, he'll kick Jean in the ball sack, reducing your health to a single point instantly. I also also
that's
found
messed
out if you get a
up.
demon down to a single pip of health, you can poke them. They'll explode. There's probably more, but even as someone who's played and beat the game repeatedly, I can't call myself an expert. Even after all this time,
really?
level die turns me into a crying, sobbing little bitch. And there's no shame in admitting that. Some of the original reviewers of this game, however, cannot. And for that reason, Imagine Babies still holds a higher score on IGN than Godhand. A game that turned many boys into men and turned many men into crying, sobbing little children. For that reason alone, I give it a very good score. But when I consider that it's a goddamn masterpiece, I give it a perfect score. To reiterate the words of...
Sometimes you just gotta be honest. You really like the game, it's gonna be perfect. I mean, I don't see any problems with it, personally. He hasn't outed any, like, serious game-altering bugs. So... all I see is a based studio making a based game.
That it's a goddamn masterpiece, I give it a perfect score. To reiterate the words of one presenter, one epitaph for Clover Studio. We made one of the best games of all time, and it was just a game about punching people. Godhand. It's amazing, it's addictive, and it's very satisfying.
This is
respect
Seth's
the game,
letter
and it will respect you back.
to Godhand.
Highly recommended. Go play it. In lieu of the fact that you can't actually get a copy of Godhand anymore, I've linked it in the description below, which contains the game, the emulator, and everything you need to get started. But Seth, don't you need a working PS2 BIOS to emulate Godhand, which I hope you've legally obtained from your own PlayStation 2? These are all good questions, and they will be answered shortly. But more importantly, what's Seth been spending all of his sponsorship money on? I'll tell you, I hired every hentai artist to make lewd commissions of Olivia getting dicked, because there's too little Godhand hentai. All this shilling was for a good cause. I've linked every commission I made in the description below. I hope you understand the ends justify the means. But even more,
$1,180 worth of hentai? Oh. Oh. I see. I think we really love this game. I think that's reason enough for me to play it.
Below. I hope you understand the ends.
YouTube, please don't get mad at me.
But even more importantly, if you're unfortunate enough to be living in the Sharia state of Britain, the UK porn block is going to start July this same year. All in the name of protecting our children, which, if statistics are anything to go by, need protection from their family instead. And based on how well government projects usually go, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. Just present your personal ID card, punch in your personal details, and stop worrying. Porn sites have some of the best security on the planet. Better than Habbo Hotel. Probably. So it's very unlikely that your favorite smut site will get hacked or compromised and leak all of your personal information. That could then be used to blackmail you in the future. However, if you're still unconvinced and don't want to put your safety in the hands of your infallible government, there is an alternative. An express alternative. ExpressVPN, because they're very good.
It was a segment for ExpressVPN. I am losing it. I was like, Seth, why are you suddenly getting a little... What's with the tone shift? We from funny game, hee hee ha ha, I love it, hentai great, to the government is selling your information. I wasn't expecting a VPN, genuinely. I thought he was just kind of spiraling for a second there. I was gonna give him his time. Now it makes sense. Thanks, Seth.
Express alternative ExpressVPN, because they're very good. Use my link and you get 3 months of ExpressVPN for free. And if you're not satisfied, you can refund the whole thing in 30 days. With ExpressVPN, you can choose from any server that's not located in the shadow isles of the UK and completely evade this well thought out and completely unexploitable law they're pushing down our throats. Personally, I don't know if a UK lawmaker even knows what a doujin, hentai, or guru site even is. Arguably, there's more porn to be found on Skyrim Nexus than all of those sites combined. But we'll never know until they actually do it. As always, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. And as always, more content to come, so stay tuned. I'd like to inform you all that shilling is complete, which means we're back in business.
Yeah!
See anything you want?
Ooh. Shiny.
Rotten hell, you penny-pinching miser.
Thank you for tuning in to another Neko Reacts. So, have you played the original Godhand on a proper PlayStation 2? Let me know in the comments below. Until then, please leave a like and subscribe to the universe, and I'll see you in the next one. Matanya! Bye-bye!